Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Macrocast, your source for news and entertainment with the minds behind Macro Records.
Some might argue that we don't have minds. I'm Downlow'd.
We may be mindless. We're your hosts.
This is the other host, Madsen.
No, what? You can't be both people at once.
I was trying to present you to them.
Do you think I need to be presented?
Well, yes.
I require an audience, and I must be presented to that audience.
Who do you think you are?
Denote all of my titles.
You know all of our titles. Speaking the royal we.
So, how was your weekend?
So what?
How was your weekend?
My weekend?
The end of the week, you know.
It just comes and goes, man.
Sometimes it comes so fast, I never know what fucking hit me.
I know.
It's like...
I know.
It's a storm of just unknowingness.
I know. It's weird.
And I'm like, fuck, man, where'd that weekend go? I have no idea what happened to it.
Snoo, how was your week?
All right. Dude, he leads far more interesting lives than either of us, that's for sure.
I see that he's got a hat now.
So, would you like to talk a little bit of macro news?
Someone's decorated him with a hat now.
Yeah.
Who decorated him with the hat?
Well, basically, we took
Jeanette, was it you? Was it you, Jeanette? Was it you?
We took...
That is hilarious.
We took the hat from the adipose and put it on to him.
You put the hat from the adipose on there? Jeanette, it's hilarious. Hilarious. Anyway, she's so funny.
So, let's talk a little bit of macro news. The track we're featuring today is Adrian P. Time Day. It's...
Time Day? Is it Time Day or Time
It's
slash
Time
day?
slash Day, but Time Day.
Okay.
Time Day.
And what can you tell us about this track and this artist and what this song really means?
It released almost a year ago. Pretty close. It released on the 27th of January, 2014, I believe.
Really?
And it was actually our second live event that we ever threw was the release party for that release. Well, actually, that's technically our third live event.
Live. Third live event.
Yeah, I mean, use
what
those
happened
air quotes.
What happened with
you
those
fucking
events
may.
anyway?
What, I don't know.
Are you still doing those?
Which, the macro night?
Yes.
Do we still do macro night?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
I can provide no answer for that.
Why is that?
If you want to know, you can send an email to macrorecordspromo@gmail.com.
What, and they will respond?
Maybe. I mean, they might have the answer. I don't. I'm sorry.
Who's going to respond? Is it Jeanette?
No.
Jeanette, are you gonna... It's not Jeanette?
Leave her alone, man. Can't you see she's fucking busy?
She's cleaning my floors.
She's working.
Yeah, she's cleaning my floors.
You know, when I'm working, I don't appreciate when people are bothering me.
Jeanette cleans the set for the Macrocast.
Yeah.
So Jeanette, there's Julio, there's Clementine.
It's also important to point out that Jeanette is imaginary.
Fuck you. That now who's the one who's being really rude here? Sorry, Jeanette. I know that you're in there cleaning the floors. He's a real asshole.
She really doesn't appreciate that I've,
Yeah, she doesn't exist. That's the real problem with you.
Yeah, I just don't see her. I'm so ignorant.
You're jaded.
So, have you heard about what happened in Red Rocks recently? Or you're familiar with Red Rocks, right? The venue, one of the most famous.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about Red Rocks.
No, I'm talking about the venue, in Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado.
I thought it was in San Carlos, Arizona.
No, sorry.
No.
But they've had an ongoing battle with the local town of Morrison. I guess Morrison is the town in which they're in.
Alanis Morrison?
Concerning the growing sound levels of concerts thrown at the venue.
Oh, the sound levels are growing.
Yeah, apparently.
With each event.
I don't know what these people expected when they moved to Morrison, Colorado, because Red Rocks has been there for a long time.
It's been there for literally thousands of years.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but it's been there for a long time.
It's documented that the Greeks were partying there.
In the New World? The New World wasn't discovered until
Socrates, Julius Caesar, Michelangelo,
Cesare Borgia,
Alexander the Great,
Cesare Borgia, Louis XII,
Genghis Khan,
Genghis,
Kublai Khan. Mark Antonio Polo.
You know, it's kind of my dream to one day become the great Khan of Khans.
That's too bad that dream is like died out.
It's impossible to become the Khan of Khans.
There's no like Mongol children that can just like wake up now and be like, one day I will become Khan of Khans.
So do you think people are still raised by the horse and the bow there?
Are there, there's like the Mongols have that doesn't exist anymore, right?
No,
that culture is dead.
The Mongol Empire.
Now it's all just Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees. Look at these.
No, dude, that's racist. There's Mongolia.
That's racist. Why?
There's Mongolia.
What?
Mongolia.
Is that a real place?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of.
Of course, it's real. There's Mongolian buffets,
and it's part of like.
No, dude, that's racist.
Well, you were saying things like little kids say, and it's like it's funny when a little kid says something racist, but when Downlow'd just openly makes racist remarks on our podcast,
that was not racist. I didn't know it was racist. If it is racist,
I shudder to repeat it.
I didn't know that it was racist. I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's not really.
It's not racist at all.
But I don't know.
It's not. You're racist for thinking that it's racist.
Okay, now we've gone too far.
You fucking racist.
Now we have simply
he's a real piece of shit, huh?
Far. So we have two major discussions today.
No.
Would you like to jump into the first one?
Okay. What's better, Jell-O pudding or Jell-O? I like to think that the pudding is better because they don't actually have any of the horse pieces in it.
Well, I prefer real pudding, not Jell-O pudding.
What's real pudding?
Like made by real things.
Made by real things?
Not from a Jell-O.
Like made by like
not like just
I'm
a
confused.
mix from a Jell-O packet.
Made by real things, like made by like rats?
Yeah.
Pudding from rats.
You know, rat meat is the #1 ingredient in all delicious puddings.
What about cat meat?
I mean, I guess.
What about bat meat?
Cat meat is really expensive, so I wouldn't expect anything that fancy.
Oh god, I pulled another one out, dude.
Oh god.
So this one was a long one.
Can we jump into our first discussion?
Oh my god.
Would you like to?
I always pull hairs out of my mouth.
So
I drum. I play drums and the hairs get in.
So
I
assume.
need to pull my hair back when I'm playing the dang drums.
Why do you do that, man? Why do you torture yourself?
I don't torture myself. Wait, we should talk about. Wait, hold up. Hold the fuck up, dude. Hold the freak up.
I like how you derail things.
I'm not derailing it. I'm just saying hold the fuck up.
Okay, what do you have to say that is so important?
Is there nothing in news that we were to talk about?
No, not today.
There's no news in the world.
I mean, we could talk about
nothing at all that happened.
Terrorist attack in France, but I mean, do people really want to hear about that on our comedy podcast?
Wait, comedy? This is funny?
Somehow we're in the comedy section on iTunes.
Jeanette!
She's working on that. Jeanette, I gave her those notes like 6 weeks ago that specifically said to
switch us to religion. Switch us straight to religion.
I'm sure people would love that. Dude, we could probably climb the charts in religion.
I'm sure that we would. People would look at us as gods.
Yeah. Dude, that is bad.
Why?
Because it's against people's religions to observe false gods.
Well, I'm not saying they would do it now. I mean, like later.
What does that even mean?
Well, when they observe if they observe a false god, you're no longer part of the other religion. I think. You observe, you're like, wow, you're a god. Then you're now being like. The other
Are you trying to say you're trying to start your own religion?
No, I'm not trying to start my own religion. I'm just talking about what you were telling me about yesterday when you came by.
Lies.
You were like, I'm going to start.
These are insipid lies.
He was like, Downlow'd. I'm seriously thinking about starting my own religion.
No.
And I was like, don't do it, dude.
This is not true. These words you say are not true.
I have it on my DSLR cam.
Trent got a new cam. He's been having fun with it. What kind of camera
that
is
sounds
it?
weird.
Tell him about your camera. What kind of camera is it?
It's a Logitech.
It's a Leica M7.
No, it's a webcam.
It's a $79 Logitech webcam.
It's great, guys. If you guys want to play League of Legends, hit me up.
You can find me on twitch.tv/download.
Well, wait, we need to talk about Watch.
Oh my god, but that's not till the end of the show, mate.
But why is that at the end?
Because video games we always talk about at the end.
All right, let's talk about speculative things, and then we'll go on because you have the plans.
Well, I have two.
He has the architectural plans.
We have two discussions for today, and I don't want to, lollygag on them.
Well, let's just fucking salt and pepper right into this bitch.
All right, so we all know about the slew of DC Comics movies that are slated for release. Assume this: DC lets you pick the villains for all of the movies. Who do you pick? So what we're going to do is, one by one, we're going to go through each movie and say who we would pick as the villains. Granted, some of these movies already have villains, casted, and there's specific villains going to be in them, but we're going to go, theoretical and say if we could get who we wanted in the movie, this is who it would be. All right? Batman v Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice?
That's exactly what it's called.
Okay.
Who would be your picks for villain in that movie?
Wait, I don't know.
Well, okay, I'll go first.
Okay, wait. Yeah, you say yours first, and then I'll say it. We'll go from movie to movie.
Okay, so my first pick would definitely be Bizarro for this movie.
Why?
I would love to... I don't think we've seen a proper live-action Bizarro, and I think they could really... With a movie with a budget like this, they could really knock it out of the park.
Yeah, they could. I think that it would have to be really in-depth, though. They couldn't just be oh, and then use Bizarro as an afterthought in the movie. If they do Bizarro, I don't want him to only appear for the last 30 minutes like Venom did in Spider-Man.
Well, and let's be honest, Bizarro's not really the mastermind of anything.
No, he's just a havoc wrecker.
Yeah. He usually works for other people who I have on my list for the other movies, but who would you like to see in Batman v Superman?
Well, I was thinking Lex Luthor, Mercy, and Metallo.
Which I think those are all pretty safe bets. We're definitely going to see Lex Luthor and Mercy. Metallo, I don't know. That would be interesting to see. Yeah,
he's a huge Superman villain. He's got kryptonite at his heart. He has a kryptonite heart, so...
But,
Bizarro or Metallo would both be interesting. I think that Metallo's got more of a head on his shoulders.
Metallo wears, the cyborg suit, right?
Metallo is a cyborg.
He is a cyborg. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought.
And he's powered by kryptonite.
But once again, Metallo's not really the mastermind of anything either.
But see, Metallo would be the ancillary villain.
Lex Luthor's henchman.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the mastermind. Lex Luthor is going to be the mastermind, and
which is okay.
At the very end, Metallo would inevitably get put away, and Lex Luthor would disappear or get put away to come back. But Metallo would be one of those kind of one-shot things.
Yeah,
you would never see Metallo again. Lex Luthor is a villain that I think would recur through a couple of movies. It would be possible. Because he's a huge DC villain. I mean, they could even do the story arc at some point where they convert him to the Justice League.
Yeah, Metallo's a really awesome character. I would be down
Not Metallo, Lex Luthor.
Oh, Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Metallo never goes to the Justice League.
He's always and forever a bad guy. Is that where Batman got the idea for the kryptonite suit? Or did he just think of that on his own?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I know not. But, okay, so what's the next film?
Okay, so the next one, it's kind of hard to pick villains, but...
I would wait, just to touch back on that last idea, I would like to see Superman versus Bizarro in, their own film, even.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. Because, I don't know. And Lex Luthor could be, the ancillary villain there, but he would already be established in the DC universe. Down the line, they're going to have to do Superman one-off films.
Yeah.
Hopefully all these films are successful, but they're going to be, you think they're going to just stop doing Batman films? They'll end up doing a Superman one-off again.
Yeah.
And it should be Superman versus Bizarro.
Which would be cool. Yeah.
Or, okay, let's go on.
Okay, the next movie, Suicide Squad. It's all villains who are starring in it, so we can't really be okay, what would be an obscure Suicide Squad member who you would like to see in it? That would be better.
Well, the villain, there's going to be a villain who's not in the Suicide Squad. There are villains that are not in the Suicide Squad.
Well, you think
the Joker should be the villain in that movie?
Okay. Which he's going to be in it. We know that.
I mean, the Joker can't be a fucking member in the Suicide Squad. It just doesn't work like that. He's too much of a wild card. It doesn't matter if he has a thing implanted on his neck. He doesn't care.
He'll sacrifice him. Yeah.
He doesn't care about dying. The Joker has to be... And then also, there has to be, the kind of conflict, love interest between the Joker and Harley Quinn. Uh-huh. I would... you and I were just talking about this. I would love to see this kind kind of follow the Assault on Arkham animated storyline.
Yeah, that was a really cool movie, and I think the basic idea for a Suicide Squad live action thing is there.
Well, that movie is great because you get to see how often. Okay, a couple of reasons. How often do you get to see the story told from their perspective? Yeah, from the villain's perspective, and then also it's an interesting dynamic between all the different supervillains because they're all really egocentric. They're in it for their own reasons. Superheroes all want to help mankind,
exactly,
except for maybe Booster Gold. And then you have anti-heroes.
True.
Are you busy?
No, real quick. Since we talked about Suicide Squad, they confirmed Amanda Waller, I think.
Yeah, they've been talking about it for a minute.
Viola Davis. I'm not sure what
she signed. She signed on to like a 6-picture deal now, or something like that.
For all of the movies,
or like 3 or it's 3 or 4 or some a large number.
She is probably one of my favorite characters in the DC universe. I will not lie.
Amanda Waller.
I love the fact. I love the actress who plays her in Arrow. She's a really awesome.
I agree with what you said though. The actress from Warehouse 13 would play an awesome
CCH Pounder. Yeah,
CCH Pounder.
That's her real name.
What about so do you remember Claudia from that show Warehouse 13?
Yeah.
I forgot who played her, but I thought that she would actually make a pretty cool Raven.
Okay, yeah. Viola Davis, she's from The Help, and she's been in some other stuff.
The Help.
Yeah.
That movie. I never saw it.
I've seen it too many times.
Was it good?
It's a good movie. I mean, it's not my cup of tea,
Okay, so let's go on. Yeah.
Next movie, Wonder Woman.
Okay, so this has to be my choice would either be Ares or Hades.
Which are good choices, but I don't feel like it's the right time. I don't think they should be telling that story this early. I don't think they should get the Roman gods or the Greek gods involved.
Well, but she doesn't have like a rogues gallery.
Well, okay, interesting. What about Cheetah?
Yeah, that could be cool.
Cheetah is like pretty much Wonder Woman's arch nemesis in terms of supervillains.
Is she? She's a Wonder Woman villain exclusively.
Yes. Well, not exclusively. She's more of a Justice League villain, and I believe she's been in multiple incarnations.
Can also just be like on a one-off.
But whenever the two of them were on screen together, they usually had beef. It was Wonder Woman and Cheetah.
So I would like for them to do in the Wonder Woman film. Like I like that they did. What was it? Man, what Marvel movie was it? That was kind of about like a lesser known character. All right, it was actually no. You know what? It was the new Captain America, the Winter Soldier. That was just it was kind of Captain America and Black Widow.
Yeah,
and that was like just two of them. You know what I mean?
Well, that was more of a spy movie. Like it was kind of cool because it wasn't your typical superhero movie.
But I would like to see Wonder Woman paired up with someone else. Like if it was just like a Wonder Woman, like I don't know, man. I don't want to see them do like a whole introductory story, an origin story.
It's really not necessary for Wonder
spend
Woman. Though.
15 to 20 minutes on it in the movie, and we'll talk about it or whatever. But like
in terms of cinema, I do think you're right though. Like Ares and Hades would make for a better on-screen story. They could do some really cool stuff with that.
Yeah, I think that this story should probably stick to Themyscira, if any. I don't know, but
okay.
And or it could deal with like the Amazons coming and fucking with our world because they have a huge conflict with man.
Maybe the Amazons invade the other cities or something, and they're like
could be something like that. Or it could even be we have Aquaman in the Justice League, though. And that movie's coming out before Wonder Woman, right?
Let's start... Okay, so the next movie, Justice League Part 1.
Okay, so that's... Wonder Woman is coming out before Justice League Part 1.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen Aquaman yet. It could
They're the same year.
But it could be... We could be seeing, like, a war between Atlanteans and the Themyscirians or something like that. I don't know. Which would be interesting.
The villains I have picked for the first Justice League movie... It would definitely be Vandal Savage, and I think, Vandal Savage and maybe Darkseid gets involved.
Man.
But that's kind of what I would like to see for Justice League Part 1.
It's hard to choose, because when is Darkseid going to come into play here? Like, that's... Because, so I was thinking for Justice League Part 1, it would be Brainiac and Lex Luthor.
Okay.
And because we've already seen Lex Luthor in the first in the Batman vs Superman So maybe he makes a return or something like that, you know?
I'm not going to lie, I had Brainiac pegged for the second Justice League movie just because I think, in my opinion, Brainiac is a way, way better villain than Darkseid or Vandal Savage.
Really? I think Darkseid is a better villain.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
man,
they're
Brainiac
both
is
like
awesome.
they're both on that level though. They're both like hardcore nemesis.
Yeah.
But so for Justice League Part 2, I actually had Vandal Savage, the Ultra Humanite, and the Injustice League. Because that way they could incorporate...
I said Legion of Doom, too.
Oh, well, Legion... Yeah, the Legion of Doom could be cool. That way they could incorporate a bunch of villains without really... You know, we would know who they are, and...
The next movie is The Flash, and the main one I had written down was Gorilla Grodd.
Me too.
So what if Gorilla Grodd, they introduce him in The Flash, and maybe in Justice League Part 2, he forms Legion of Doom? Maybe. That would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Because doesn't he initially form it, or try to, and then it's taken over by other people?
I don't know if that's what happens in Justice League, the animated series.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if that's like the storyline that they're necessarily going to follow. But I think it would be cool if Grodd was like trying to take over the world with his brain powers.
Yeah.
But see, I would love to see that in Justice League, because then you see actually, I don't even know if I want to see the Brain in one of these movies, like the Brain and you know, you remember the Brain is like a French scientist.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And his gorilla companion who can also speak.
For the Flash movie, what about Mirror Master? I mean, I would love to see a live action Mirror Master.
Mirror Master's in the Rogues Gallery, though. I just think, I don't know. I think that they're going to they're not going to take the approach that the show's doing. Whatever the show does, they're not going to do.
I don't feel like...
so maybe if they do Grodd, they won't do...
I haven't seen a single
Grodd
Easter egg
movie.
for Mirror Master, though, in the show. Or any
have
of the other Flash villains. Like, we know Mark Hamill is going to be playing Trickster on the show.
We don't know what... the second season is all going to be Grodd, but we might also see other characters, too.
Well, I'm thinking of, like, the Flash villains, you know, Trickster, Mirror Master, Captain Boomerang... Which would... What about Captain Boomerang in Suicide Squad movie?
He's going to be in it.
Oh, he is.
I'm pretty sure they're going to have a Captain Boomerang.
That'll be dope.
Okay, so what else is there? Aquaman.
Next up is Aquaman.
Black Manta.
I also have Black Manta.
I mean, he's an awesome character who's never... Like, he could totally make Aquaman legit.
Yeah.
Like, everyone makes fun of Aquaman, and Aquaman is pretty badass.
Yeah, I would love to see Black Manta.
I would love to see LAD in Aquaman as well, though. I don't want to see, like, an origin story for Aquaman. I wish that they would just jump in, like, he's already ruling Atlantis.
An origin story for Aquaman, God, that will make people hate Aquaman even more.
And then, yeah, that's something that we definitely don't need. Like, we already know who these characters are. Like,
exactly.
And if you want backstory, that's why the comics exist. Like, go take a look at the comics. They're $1 a piece, or like a lot of them are fucking free.
Yeah,
you know. But that's where you can learn the backstory on them, seeing it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Seeing an Aquaman introduction would be like, ugh.
People would hate it.
People
would hate it as much as the Green Lantern movie.
Oh man, and don't even mention that. I can't believe that they fucked that movie up so bad. Like, they had a lot of things right on that movie on different levels, I think.
Yeah.
Like, things looked good, but I like Hector Hammond as a villain was stupid.
Dumb.
Like, they tried to, like, cram too much of the Green Lantern lore into one film, and they fucked it all up. Parallax
there was a lot going on, too much. And like, he spent literally 10 minutes on Oa.
Yeah, that was but I don't know. Let's talk about Green Lantern now.
Well, actually, next is Shazam.
Oh, well, that's going to be Black Adam.
Yeah, I don't have any villains written down for Shazam. Justice League Part 2. Are there any villains
You and I talked about Shazam for a minute, and Despero could be another villain in that.
Okay.
Despero's pretty legit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But what was it, Justice League Part 2?
Yeah.
I like I said, Ultra Humanite, Vandal Savage, and the Injustice League, or the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
I would like to see that, or
I feel like Brainiac would be I don't know. I feel like Brainiac would be good for the second one.
They could do that, but I just feel like Darkseid needs his own movie.
Probably.
They're gonna have to set up, because that sets up all the new gods and all of everything's gonna have to be real established before Darkseid even comes into play.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense. So if they did like Justice League Part 3, it could start with
Darkseid.
Like the Justice League is established, and somehow a boom tube appears, and it takes them to the.
Why don't they start establishing like the boom tubes or the technology in Justice League, and then in Green Lantern they could start talking about Apocalypse and I mean. Or I don't know. That could even start getting talked about in Flash. Are these movies going to be this connected,
though? I hope they are.
Yeah, they should be. In the Flash, everything is like that. That movie would be all about the Speed Force.
Yeah.
Or it should be all about the Speed Force and how the Speed Force connects everything. Like that's the way that you're able to travel from one world to another via the Speed Force. I don't know if you saw the chart that DC gave out at the last Comic-Con. For it was all the 52 worlds and how everything's connected, and there's like heaven and hell and dream and nightmare and the lands of the new gods or whatever, and the underworld and all of that good stuff.
You sent it to me. Yeah,
it's a big
I
circle.
Did look at it.
You didn't look at it.
No, I did look at it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the way that you travel between all these worlds, or the way that things like mesh together, is through the Speed Force, and so the way that they made it is that they made sense of it, which is really cool. Is that the Speed Force is something that exists in our world as well, and if you look at the chart, our world is World 0, I think. So it's directly parallel of World. I believe it's World, or maybe we're World like 33 or something, and World 0 is the first world with Adam Scott as the Green Lantern and the old Justice Society.
Yeah,
and then there's World 2 with all of these characters. And we're directly parallel to them, but we're surrounded by something like some sort of shroud, so we can't see the Speed Force or any of these characters coming into ours. The only way that we can get any information about what happens in their world is through means like comic books and movies. Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But aside from our world, there are 51 other worlds in the DC continuity, and we don't know what's happened with all of them. But that's how, there are all of these stories. Like, for instance, if you watch, Teen Titans Go, that takes place on some planet.
So this is, the new, hence the name, the New 52.
The New 52 worlds. Because there used to be infinite worlds in the DC continuity. And they had this storyline, Crisis on Infinite Earths, that turned everything into 52 worlds.
Oh, okay. Isn't that an animated film?
I don't think so. It may be. I'm not sure. But... everyone's saying that they would like to see. A lot of people were saying that they would like to see a storyline about Crisis on Infinite Earths eventually, and but
that'd be cool.
That doesn't. And I mean, if they did do that, it would be really interesting because they could turn the DC TV universes into film.
They could give them their own world.
Yeah.
Because
that's the idea behind this and how they can play it out. How they can... And that's the cool thing, too, about DC is right now they can say, oh, Gotham and all of these shows, none of them are connected, but eventually they could be okay, now we're going to do Crisis on Infinite Earths. And now everything's going to be, together. So we'll get Stephen Amell and, it's a little bit far-fetched.
Yeah,
because
that would be crazy.
Would still be signed on or whatever.
Maybe 20 years down the line.
I mean, a ways down, but see, I think it would be a good idea for them to do that and connect everything at some point.
That'd be really cool.
I would love to see. I mean, there are different Flashes. Mm-hmm. There's different Barry Allens. So maybe you'd see Ezra Miller and
and Grant Gustin.
In a film or something like that. Because in Flashpoint Paradox, he goes to another world where the Flash gets thrown into another dimension, I guess, where Bruce Wayne is not Batman, but his father is.
I haven't seen that.
It's a movie, so it's worth watching. But I mean, I don't know. We could see another Flash there or something like that.
We have two more movies. You want to knock them out real quick?
What are they?
Cyborg, which we talked about before the podcast.
Cyborg should have I feel like it should have a new villain.
What about Cyborg and the main villains are Deathstroke, Sportsmaster, and Cheshire?
That's all Young Justice, but that would be interesting.
That'd be cool, man.
I mean, I don't know. You don't really ever see Sportsmaster.
He could be so awesome, man. Sportsmaster could be done really well.
That could be, it could be cool, but I don't know how relevant. I don't know.
He's not relevant at all.
To Cyborg at all.
Oh, to Cyborg? No, not really.
I mean, Cyborg, I don't know if the character is strong enough to hold his own movie.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, I don't know.
The other prospect we talked about is what if he got trapped on one of those other worlds where there's another cyborg who's completely,
Or he gets sent to another planet.
Yeah.
Because he's not human. Like, he doesn't have to worry about breathing and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
So he could get sent to another planet, has to figure out his way back or something. I don't know. They could take some really interesting steps with that storyline. Okay, wait. What else was there?
The last movie, Green Lantern.
Oh, man. So this is... I actually, thought about this for a minute. Like, this is going to be the most difficult one to really sell, I think.
Anti-Monitor.
But how are they going to introduce the Anti-Monitor if you don't already do, the Red Lantern stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Anti-Monitor is a huge, story arc in the DC universe.
I feel like Anti-Monitor could come later down once the Justice League is established.
I think what they're trying to do here is plant seeds for all of these franchises so that they can go on and make, Green Lantern 2, Green Lantern 3. And, there's so many that they're releasing at this point. I think that we'll see... It'll get to a point where we'll see a Green Lantern every year.
Yeah.
We'll see one of these films almost every year, and they're just raking in the cash. That's where they want to get it to. But I would like to see I don't know. It would be cool if they did some sort of introduction. It would have to be a 3-hour long movie though. If they did the Star Sapphires and the Red Lanterns, but at least what I would like to see is the Sinestro Corps.
Okay.
They should do that storyline with Parallax and how Sinestro gets sent away.
But do people want to see more of that in this new Green Lantern film right away?
Well, dude, Parallax, none of that has anything to do with the last movie. We haven't seen...
No, true.
They totally misrepresented Parallax. Parallax is not a living entity, with a face and shit. It's got, you know what I mean? It's I don't know, it's a creature. It's a parasitic creature.
That's what he was in the movie.
But
he was a cloud.
But no, it was a physical creature, a dude. It was a dude in the movie. It had arm or hands and a face and
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was really... I saw clips from Green Lantern the other day and I was just oh man, that was so fucking bad. So here's a clip that you can reference just to think of, or so if you can see what I'm talking about. There's a part in Green Lantern where Parallax is destroying the city, and you can see Parallax's face, and it's or whatever. It comes after a lady who falls down. It's really stupid. But Parallax was the main villain in that movie, but Hector Hammond was the main villain. You know. Parallax was underplayed. They were oh, just infect this guy, give him a disease. And it's really you feel kind of bad for him because he wasn't a bad guy. He was just trying to make it in the world. He was disrespected by everyone, and he suddenly got all this power, but he got killed by it. Suddenly he explodes. It's he's done. Mm-hmm. What a shitty fucking villain to start a franchise on.
Well, and he was boring too. It's a boring villain.
And we saw Sinestro, who's played by I think Mark Strong, and he is awesome.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Sinestro in that movie was kick-ass. A lot of the characters looked legit. Kilowog, in my opinion, did not look legit at all.
He could have looked better.
He could have looked way better. I liked Kilowog from the animated series.
But that's kind of a character who's probably always going to look better animated than live action.
I guess.
He's a giant fucking pig, man. His species are pigs.
They could have made him bigger though. Kilowog is supposed to be big. You know? And I would love to see Mogo too.
Yeah, Mogo.
Mogo destroy.
Mogo, for those
Mogo
of you who don't
Lantern.
know, is an entire planet who wields a giant power ring.
And getting to see the Blue Lanterns would be kick-ass. And
all the lantern, the entire spectrum.
And eventually, they could get to the point where they do the what is it, the
Light Wars or whatever.
It's where everyone dies.
Yeah.
Darkest Day or Blackest Night.
But
wait.
We've been talking for a long time, and we need to really move on to the next topic.
Wait. Hold up, though. We didn't talk about Justice League Dark. That's going to happen.
So that's Constantine, and who else is in Justice League Dark?
Constantine, Zatara, Zatanna, Deadman, Madame Xanadu, and I don't know, Shade, the Changing Man, I think.
So I didn't have a villain picked out for that movie, but I'm excited to see it.
So for the villains, I think it would be cool to see Felix Faust, who's like a sorcerer, and he would raise the dead, and you'd see it would be a zombie movie.
Brother Blood.
Brother Blood would be cool, or the Religion of Crime and Bruno Mannheim, and the Book of Blood, and all of that shit. That could even be a thing, like in
that could be its own movie. Dude.
It could be. I don't know. Someone was talking about how it would be interesting to see the Flash like told reverse, like from the Rogue's perspective. How the Rogues are all trying to defeat the Flash, but they go down in the end.
Yeah.
But the Flash is portrayed as the villain, and the Rogues are like the guys that you're following in the movie. I don't think that would be a good idea for Flash.
I don't want to see that.
It would be interesting for them to do that with something else.
Yeah.
I mean, take a
well, like
approach.
you said, like Religion of Crime, that would be a good approach for that.
But that's, I mean, I think that's what you're doing with Suicide Squad, essentially.
Kind of,
you know,
yeah.
Like, they're all, you know. So anyway, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead.
We've been
move
talking
on.
for a long time.
It's okay.
Next,
I mean, we have this is a fucking podcast. It's what we're supposed to do, right?
No, but we've only talked. Well, everything we didn't get to today, we'll save for next week. How about that?
Great. Let's talk about whatever you want.
Okay. If Christopher Nolan returned to direct one more DC movie that is currently in the slate we just discussed, what would you give him and why?
Oh fuck, I don't know. It would be interesting for him to do Wonder Woman. Like
Okay.
or Cyborg.
Cyborg, I think, is the best
He
choice.
would make Cyborg like all like hyper realistic, and it's just I don't know, dude. Like these movies have to be what they are. We can't have like another Batman movie.
No, and okay, my choice, none of them. Christopher Nolan, you're an amazing, director, writer, filmmaker, but please just go make your own movies. You have good ideas. I mean, you don't really need to like.
Oh, wait, okay, so let's not talk about the movies that we just talked about. How about Christopher Nolan doing The Question?
Okay, and like you said, Cyborg. If he did Cyborg, I'd kind of watch it. If he was a little more true to the comics,
man, Christopher Nolan doing The Question would be kick ass.
That's a solid choice right there.
And I mean, because it's realistic, it's all about technology. Just him putting the thing on his face, you know.
Imagine if The
Question and Huntress in a movie would be fucking awesome.
Yeah. Imagine if Christopher Nolan wasn't the showrunner on Gotham.
It would be so much better. Or like, Jonathan Nolan, even.
Yeah, but he does Person of Interest, man.
No, I know, but like, see, the Person of Interest is Batman. It pretty much is. Like, the man in the suit is Batman.
Yeah,
I feel like Finch is Alfred.
I've listened to the interviews with them. Like the idea isn't that he's Batman, but that he is a superhero. He's just like a modern superhero. He doesn't wear a disguise, and like he doesn't have silly gadgets
I know that.
and tricks.
I mean,
he
he has a costume though. It's the suit.
Yeah,
and I feel
it's not
like
really a costume.
And Finch is his Alfred, dude. They like work together like that, you know.
Kind of. And who's Amy Acker? Is she like Batgirl or something?
Root is like Oracle or something, I think. Because she can communicate directly.
She's
with,
like Poison Ivy meets Oracle.
She started off like. Or she's kind of like a Catwoman character too. Like she's an anti-hero.
And she's a little crazy.
She's a little bit nuts, yeah. And then there's Shaw, and Shaw's like Batgirl, I think.
Shaw is like, she kicks way more ass than Batgirl.
She's like Black Canary almost.
yeah.
She kicks ass. Man, Black Canary would be great to see in the Justice League too.
Yeah.
You know, I hope that they give some of these female characters a chance, like, and it's not just all dudes.
Yeah, I hope so too.
That's one of the best things about DC is their female characters are all so strong and so well written. Like it's not like Marvel where it's like, oh, it's whatever. You know, I don't know.
I watched Agent Carter, by the way.
And how was it? Did you love it?
It was okay.
You didn't love it.
It's better than Gotham.
So if you thought that it was just okay, I would fucking hate it.
No, it wasn't that bad. I feel like the pilot was too long, man. Like a 2-hour pilot.
What? Why would they do a 2-hour pilot?
It's 2 episodes. Oh. I guess I could have just watched one, but I watched both, and it felt like a little too much. But I always feel like that on the first episode of these things, and I don't know.
Sometimes I don't. Like. Sometimes these shows are just getting their bearings. Like
True.
For Constantine, I felt like that show was really just getting its bearings because after the first episode, it's a lot more fun. But on that show, they do have a lot of like, they totally cop or jock on Supernatural.
I feel like it's a cheap kind of rip-off of Supernatural.
It's really not, though.
But it's not, because it's Constantine.
It's DC Comics, and these are all stories that have legitimately happened in the Constantine books.
Exactly.
So it's even it's kind of fucked up to say, but it's even like Supernatural kind of ripped them off.
Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I don't feel like it's a ripoff of the material so much as the feel of the show.
No, I'm talking about the material itself, because there are like some instances that they end up in, and I'm like, the Winchesters did this. So remember there's a highway ghost.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
And that's like one of those.
It's common occurrence.
There's another one. In that same episode, they tackled like 3 different ghosts. So there was the highway ghost, and there was another one that was like, do you think I'm pretty? It was like Urban Legends. You know, that girl that comes out with scissors?
Yeah.
And that happened with Sam and Dean, too. I guarantee it. I remember there was like a chick with a mask, you know? And, it's cool. Constantine is cool, too. I do recommend giving it a shot. And Guillermo del Toro has even said that he would definitely consider putting the actor that's playing Constantine in the Justice League Dark movie.
Okay. That's cool. He's a good actor, man. He kind of does it justice.
He does. I think he is good. And NBC's been listening to the viewer responses too. Like they got terrible responses on that girl in the first episode, so they canned her.
Yeah,
which is good.
She was terrible.
So Gotham sucks though. I wish that they would listen a little bit more to.
But see, that's Fox, and Fox is like,
it's on Fox. I thought it was NBC.
No, Gotham is Fox.
Oh, well, no wonder.
Yeah, NBC is gonna be getting which show?
Who's picking up Teen Titans? Is that CW?
That's TNT.
Well, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Are they the same as CW? The same network? Like they're not under the same ownership?
Okay, TNT. God, I don't even think they have much original programming anymore.
I thought that they said that it would be in the same universe as Arrow and the Flash, though. I might be crazy though.
No, Supergirl is.
Oh.
And that's what we're going to talk about next.
Supergirl's awesome.
Okay, so there's a list of some actresses who could be playing her.
Who the hell is that? That girl has huge boobs.
Her name is Gemma Atkinson.
Supergirl can't have huge boobs, dude.
What?
Because
Power Girl has
Power Girl has huge boobs. Supergirl does not. Dude, Kara doesn't have huge boobs.
True. She doesn't have an American accent though. This girl, so
no, she needs to be American, like Kansas.
Well, there's British actors who can do pretty damn.
No,
good
that's
American
I know,
accents.
but Supergirl cannot be British.
No, she cannot.
If they were like, oh, let's make her British, I'd be fucking pissed.
So the next
one
is
about this chick, dude.
Claire Holt.
She's not a natural blonde.
Apparently she's the front runner for the job.
The part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
else?
She's American, so that's good. The next one, her name is Amber Heard.
Oh yeah, she's good.
I don't know.
She's been in a bunch of stuff.
What's she from?
I don't know. She was on like I don't know. She's been in movies. That's all I know.
Yeah. Oh, she was in Zombieland? Who is she in Zombieland?
I don't know, but let's keep going.
The next one, Laura Vandervoort. This looks good.
She looks like Supergirl.
Yeah.
She's definitely got the look. I wonder if she could play the part though.
Oh, she played Supergirl in Smallville.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they can't bring her back. I wonder if
she
looks like Supergirl.
She's got the look though.
That girl's kind of got the look too.
Ashley Benson.
She kind of has the look.
She's from Pretty Little Liars.
Okay. What else? Who else? Who do we have?
That's the end of the list. Who would you want to see more out of those? I mean, that's not a very good list.
I think it's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty good. They're like going for some really unknown actresses. I feel,
which is okay. I'm not against that because they shouldn't just like get a well-known actress to play the part just because.
Also, it's a CW and they don't have a ton of money.
No,
if they got Amber Heard, they'd probably be paying like more money than anyone else. So they're probably like, I don't think so. I think that's gonna happen. I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm just excited to see Supergirl in the same universe as Flash and the Arrow.
So let's talk real quick. The CW shows, almost all of them, were renewed for another season.
Oh, good. And they're bringing on Vixen.
So let's talk. I mentioned this show to you, Rain. You haven't heard about it. It's like a period drama on CW that takes place in the court of Mary Queen of Scots.
Okay.
I don't know. It got renewed for a third season, so I may give it a shot. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Supernatural was renewed for an 11th season.
Oh my god, they're never gonna end it, dude.
The 100.
That's good though. It's this last season was good.
This one, the current one is good. Yeah. The 100 was renewed for the 3rd season.
Haven't watched it.
Me neither. It got a lot of negative response. That's also on Netflix if you want to check it out. The Flash renewed for a 2nd season.
Awesome. I'm ready. We're gonna see Grodd.
And the Originals and Vampire Diaries, I don't really care about, but both renewed again.
Let's talk about Watch Out Loud.
Oh, what? Wait, hold on.
We're not ready yet? I thought we were running out of time.
Real quick, let's talk about this casting.
Okay.
Channing Tatum was casted as Gambit.
But that's not news, man. That's
yeah,
been
it is.
Like, no,
we haven't talked about it on the podcast, and it was confirmed. Like it was a rumor before.
Yeah, it was a rumor, but that's a good choice. I think he better have the Creole accent though.
I mean,
Gambit is very Creole.
I haven't seen what's the name of that movie he just came out with Steve Carell, but apparently he is phenomenal in it.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's the one with the Foxcatcher.
And I think who else is in that movie? Mark Ruffalo?
Don't know.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo.
I know not. He'll probably get an Academy Award for that. Steve Carell will probably get an Academy Award.
All right.
That's what he's like shooting for, at least. So we're pulling up some highlights.
So go ahead and tell them about what happened on our good friend Watch Out Loud stream.
I went crazy. I had a little bit of extra cash, and I spent quite a bit of money to make Watch Out Loud eat a bunch of ghost peppers on stream. So I paid $436.
Motherfuckers, hit that follow button if you haven't already.
And he's been on the podcast before.
Multiple times. Maybe we'll get him on next week so he can talk about this.
So he ate, he was supposed to just eat one and start playing video games, but he decided he wanted to get it all done with at once. So he put them all down at the same time.
And people were actively donating to either Team Pepper or Team Milk. And if you voted to Team Milk, you could help relieve his discomfort because he'd have to eat less.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
People would donate to Team Milk, and then I would donate $50 in total to trump their donation. So,
well, he's like, what the fuck did I
Wes
do?
had to go 48 minutes without any relief, no milk or anything. He was throwing up and.
Let's fast forward a little bit.
Yeah, he was not having a good time. He sent me his address in case I needed to call paramedics to his house.
And what's the name of the game he was playing? This one?
I'm not sure. But this was at 46 minutes. About 30 minutes in, I sent $50 to him. And he had to eat another ghost pepper. So it made it way worse.
And so
I'm surprised that he was able to do it as long as he did.
Yeah.
He threw up a couple times.
So how many minutes did he go without relief?
He made it all the way.
All 46 minutes.
48 minutes. We added 2 more minutes when I bought I made him eat the other ghost pepper. But
I hope he didn't touch his face or anything.
No, he made sure not to touch his eyes. But he was saying if he didn't make it all the way, he'd have to shave his face.
It's not that bad.
I was telling him, shave your head and let's put some let's make it really interesting.
I know streamers who have been they've gotten $2,000 donated to them and they've shaved their head.
Really?
Or dyed their hair pink or something,
Well, Wes, this next Friday is going to eat, due to all of the donations, I think he now has to eat 10 or 12 habaneros on stream.
Oh, wow.
Which, in my opinion, will be much more unpleasant than just eating 4 ghost peppers, because that's a lot more to put down. That's a meal of habaneros, raw habaneros.
If you want to watch this, go to twitch.tv/watchoutloud and give him a follow, and it'll let you know when he's streaming.
So he does this challenge or whatever, and then afterwards, at the very end, we go and raid another stream, which is kind of fun.
Okay.
It's not nasty or anything. We go and raid and give them a follow if they're legit,
That's cool.
Which is what we did this last time. So we literally bumped this other streamer's viewership up from 4 viewers in her stream to about 54. So she was freaking out. That was pretty cool, though. Yeah, Watch Out Loud is definitely worth following. And I guess that's the end of our podcast.
That's a show.
Thanks for watching or listening. And
if you enjoyed this episode, please go on iTunes, leave us a review, give us 5 stars.
And tell everyone how much you love us. Or if you're watching on YouTube, remember to rate, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. Also give us a like on YouTube as well.
That's right. Isn't that what rating constitutes?
Is that what rate stands for?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. But so let's see. I'm Downlow'd.
Well, wait, hold on. Sorry. Wait. Didn't YouTube used to have a rating system, I believed. And then they moved to like and dislike.
Well, now there's still a rating. Like it says, there's still a percentage, I think.
Well, it'll show you how many people disliked and how many liked.
Uh-huh.
It's not like... Well, okay. Go ahead and plug your shit.
My name is Downlow'd. DOWNLOWD. I am Downlow'd.com. Look me up. Send me tweets. Listen to tracks. Watch my macro plays. Alex will tell you more about Macro Records.
If you want to get mentioned on the podcast, go ahead and send us a tweet.
But if you want to get mentioned...
Yeah, like...
we're shout out to Todd in Nebraska. Thanks for listening, bud.
No, just tweet at us. If you have something cool to say, we will mention it on the podcast. Tweet at us at Macro Records. And go to our website. This is macro.com. It's the hub for all things macro. Our blog, Let's Play, podcast, music... Everything we do is there, and you can enjoy it.
Send a tweet to Snoo at Macro Records.
And thanks to Snoo for joining us on the podcast.
He's always here. He's our guest from now on. But
you can tweet at him.
Make sure to hashtag Snoo at Macro Records.
And also tweet at Reddit, probably for the Snoo.
You don't need to do that, though.
Oh, okay.
You can if you want.
Does Reddit have Twitter? I'm sure they do.
I don't fucking know. Thanks for watching or listening or doing whatever. You're probably in your car driving right now. Watch out. There's someone in front of you with a brake light out. Don't crash. Don't just... ease on the brakes.